There are real zombies that, the witch doctors poison people and cause them to go into a trance. Doctors can't recognize the difference between that and death.
You were talking about its legacy and the phenomenon that it's become, and it's practically created its own genre, which is the sort of the zombie subgenre. And yet the word zombie in the movie is never used. Was that like a creative choice on your behalf?
Well, there are real zombies that, the witch doctors poison people and cause them to go into a trance. Doctors can't recognize the difference between that and death. And so they're ruled dead, and then the witch doctors revive them, and they're put to work as slaves on sugarcane plantations. So, but not every zombie, we call them ghouls, because ghouls go after human flesh, twisted ass people. But not every zombie is a ghoul, and we made them into flesh eaters. Before that, they weren't very scary. I used to see every movie that came into town, and this small town I grew up in, they had 3 movie theaters, and the pictures changed twice a week, and there were matinees and stuff. And I always say that zombies weren't heavyweight fight material like werewolves or vampires. They just weren't scary. They shambled around, threw somebody against the wall, tried to strangle somebody. And what did the trick was when we made it fleshy. Not only the grief that you might feel when your loved one is killed and devoured, but also the fear that you have to feel because now that loved one can come after you, and you might become one of the undead yourself.
I was also sort of wondering, what do you think it is about the zombie archetype that continues to endure? Why do you think it? You were just speaking about werewolves and vampires being so scary. And in popularity, they've sort of come and gone, but the zombie endures. What do you think it is about that horror archetype that continues to captivate us?
We paved the way for other filmmakers. Like Sam Raimi did it with Evil Dead, and Toby Hooper did it with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Toby and I were friends till he died, and he was actually, when we first met, he said, I made a movie that didn't go anywhere, and I was back home in Texas, and my friend said I needed to see this movie called Night of the Living Dead, and I accepted. Well, I did go to see the movie, and it made me think, geez, that's what I need to do. I need to find some idea like that that can get me a big start. So he said he was doing Christmas shopping belatedly, and the mall was packed with people and so crowded you could barely pass a display of chainsaws, and I thought to myself, if I could grab one of those chainsaws, I could cut my way through this crowd. And that was the start. And Sam Raimi, those guys, Rob Tapper and Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, when they saw Night of the Living Dead, they thought this is the route we should go. Same with Spike Lee. Spike Lee did it the same way, raising money for friends and people in the barber shop and so on. And the difference is that when we did it, it was considered a fluke. Now somebody goes out and makes a movie that's not even that good, which I don't think she's got to have it. She's got to have it was a good idea, but not very good technically, not as good technically as Night of the Living Dead was. And yet he gets $6 million to do his next movie. Same with Sam Raimi and so on, Wes Craven and so on and so on. Well, we couldn't get a dime. We had to do George and I had to do our next several movies on budgets that were, $100,000 to $300,000. And then the other thing is, when you make a movie that makes a ton of money, but you don't get the money, then it's harder to land investors, because they think, well, if you got this big successful movie and you're not rich, why should I put up my money?
Gaze into the abyss.